$100 million family feud tonight. Trump versus Trump, with the former president in a new lawsuit accusing his niece, Mary Trump, the New York Times, and 3 of its reporters of an insidious plot to get his tax records. Mary Trump now clapping back, describing her uncle as a loser, acting out of desperation. The lawsuit alleges reporters from the Times convinced Mary Trump to smuggle records out of her attorney's office and that she broke her confidentiality agreement by sharing those documents. The records became the foundation of a Pulitzer Prize-winning series published by the Times in 2018, detailing what the paper called a history of tax schemes and fraud by the former president and his company. The Times defending its reporting, calling the lawsuit an attempt to silence independent news organizations. One of the reporters sued by Trump, tweeting, "I knocked on Mary Trump's door. She opened it. I think they call that journalism." Mr. Trump has never released his tax records himself, breaking longtime precedent.
Every president since the 70s has had a required audit from the IRS. The last 6 have released him. But as president, sir, is
the only one that cares about my tax returns are the reporters. Okay?
You don't think the American public is concerned about that?
No, I don't think so. I won.
For her part, Mary Trump talked about her collaboration with the Times in her book out last year, saying then she was ready to accept any consequences.
I know my family to be quite vindictive, and Donald has a rather passionate following. But all of that aside, I needed to do this. I felt it was my responsibility.
The former president repeatedly distancing himself from his niece.
She was not exactly a family favorite. We didn't have a lot of respect or like for her. I would have never said that, except she writes a book that's so stupid and so vicious, and it's a lie.
The former president there talking about his niece. Hallie Jackson joins us now from Washington. And Hallie, you know, we both covered the first Trump campaign, and before he was even in politics, Donald Trump used this tactic before, filing lawsuits to get what he wanted. How much of this do you think is about revenge, i.e. getting some money and damages? And how much of this do you think is about intimidation so it doesn't happen again?
It's such a good question, Tom, and I think, truly probably only Donald Trump can answer that one, right? But here's the thing. You make such a good point. He is litigious, right? That's an objective fact. We know that about Donald Trump, and this is part of that pattern. He has sued news organizations in the past, largely for stories that he felt were unflattering to him. And even before that, you had that analysis on the campaign you and I covered in 2016 that before he ran for president, 3,500 plus lawsuits were filed by him or his business, right? So this idea of lawsuits from Donald Trump is not unusual. Here's what I'm watching for, Tom, and here's what's particularly interesting about this suit. If it moves forward, right, if it goes to the next phase and the next one after that, it is very possible that Donald Trump will, for example, have to be deposed. And under discovery, there is a risk that Mr. Trump faces that information that he doesn't want to get out there, right, ends up getting revealed. So that is the line. That is the balance that's going to have to happen on this one moving forward, Tom.
Hallie Jackson for us tonight. Hallie, thank you for that.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.